$2,000 for stimulus check 2024 for Social Security, SSDI, SSI, and low income. This information come out just today, March 18th. The 2004th stimulus check, yes, for citizens. We've got all the news and details. Are you a low income or senior American struggling to make ends meet? Well, we've got some good news for you. The IRS has just announced a $2,000 stimulus package for all low income and senior Americans in all 50 states. The financial relief is aimed at providing much needed assistance to those who need it most. If you qualify, you will receive a $2,000 directly from the IRS to help with expenses like rent, grocery, and bills. This money is meant to ease the financial burden many low income and senior Americans are facing during these challenging times. Now, to check to see if you're eligible, visit the IRS website or contact your local IRS office. Don't miss out on this opportunity, much needed to get some financial assistance. We hope that the stimulus package provides some relief for those who need it most. Remember, we're all in this together. You guys truly know that the burden and the struggles that we face daily are by those who don't make enough money to make it through the week and through the month. This is why those who are getting the Social Security payment are Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and belong to low-income groups or who will get that $2,000 stimulus check payment. Now, what would happen if Joe Biden would set up a huge press conference in front of the White House and say, every single person is going to get a stimulus check that is a senior citizen and low income? Yes, in the low income bracket and a senior citizen. What would it be? How many people would then change their thoughts on Joe Biden and say, you know what, maybe he's not so bad as we say he is? Again, what would it take, guys, for this to happen? People have been struggling really bad from the past year due to lack of finances, and now the ones who are under the $2,000 for stimulus check eligibility will get this payment. The $2,000 for stimulus check date will be announced very, very soon. Now, in this post, we're going to talk about the fourth stimulus check $2,000 payment. And we've got some bonus news and other things to talk about. Recent news, things that have really taken a turn. And I know you guys are like me. You really want to know what's kind of going on and what direction is our country going in. Because, again, remember, it was narrowed down to two candidates for the presidential election, which was Joe Biden again and our former president, Donald Trump. But there's one more person that we can't rule out that, in fact, could actually worsen the chances of one of the former presidents. And yes, who is that? Why, RFK, Robert F. Kennedy, could hurt Biden more than Trump as Democrats launch an anti-third party campaign. The Democratic National Committee is launching a campaign to counter Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s long shot presidential bid. The latest indicator is that former Democrat poses a real threat to President Joe Biden's re-election chances. And again, guys, you know, they see and understand that there is a huge majority of people that want change. They want our country to run in a different direction, not necessarily in the Donald Trump direction, but not necessarily in the Joe Biden. So this is kind of where we are at, you know, we're at like the up in the air of what's going to happen. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I've got a ton of information for you guys. It's in the link below. Go check it out. Let me know what you guys think. Again, we're super excited about this news and what is going on. We want to make sure to keep you updated. We do want to do a poll real fast. Could it be, who would you vote for? Who would you vote for to be the president 2024. We're going to start with our president now, Joe Biden. We're going to start with Donald Trump. And we're going to add another one, and we're going to put Robert Kennedy, which people like him, but he's going to fall into the Democratic side. Let us know, guys. Take a second, look at that poll, because again, there are so many things happening within our country, and who knows what's going to happen? Who knows who's going to take it? Listen, how many of you guys were shocked when Joe Biden won? How did he beat Donald Trump? I mean, our country was running so seamlessly. It was so good. Gas prices, inflation, everything was down. Interest rates were amazing. And somebody just screwed all that up. I'm just saying, let's be honest. Let's call it like it is. It is just disastrous right now. You and I both know it. And that is why stimulus checks are back on the table. Now, before we dive into the news of the 2004 stimulus check that just came out today, guys, I want to ask you something. What would you rather have? Would you rather have no stimulus checks and an economy that is so cost effective, that has the best interest rates, affordable pricing for all consumer goods? Or would you rather have terrible inflation, high cost of living, high interest rates, high consumer good prices, and get a one-time stimulus check? Let me know down in the comments, because again, guys, remember, this wasn't like it was before. And now that we're in this predicament, now people really need financial assistance, especially our senior citizens, those on a fixed income. And you know why? Because we can't afford to buy things because they just cost so much money. Again, it's not good, but definitely something to reconsider. So the Internal Revenue Service has been providing citizens with multiple benefits, and out of those benefits, one is the IRS.gov $2,000 stimulus check. Now, the payment of the stimulus check is available to low-income group families, along with those who are getting the SSI, SSDI, or Social Security benefits. The individuals who are of age above 65 years and have been affected during these tough times will be getting these payments. And hey, guys, welcome to the show. If you're just tuning in, we've got a ton of news for these IRS releasing out $2,000 stimulus packages for all low-income and senior Americans in all 50 states. Yes, we've got a lot of great news for you guys, and thank you for tuning in to the show. We really want to make sure we keep you guys updated on what is happening, because again, so many people need help. So many people need help, guys, and we understand it. We understand exactly what is going on. And, look at the world we're living in. Look at the things that are going on. So we've got, let's see, boom. Let's see. And boom. Almost done, guys. Do this. All right, I had to change one thing, but yes, we are here with the most updated news. Some of you guys have just tuned in. Hey, if you would like to win $100, we're going to put that down below. Guys, now is the chance. We are close. I mean, I don't know how much closer we can get. $100. Would you want to win $100? Like and subscribe for your chance to win. Guys, we are so close. And how many of you guys could use that $100? I'm telling you, we're getting ready to do another giveaway. We're getting that coming very, very, very soon. And here's the thing. It's free. All you got to do is like and subscribe. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, because you could be that very lucky subscriber who wins $100. We're going to do that through a Cash App. I'll get your information and we'll send that directly. So for many of you guys that are just tuning in, are you a low income or senior American who is struggling to make ends meet? Well, we've got some great news for you. The IRS has just announced a $2,000 stimulus package for all low income and senior Americans in all 50 states. The financial relief is aimed at providing much needed assistance to those who need it most. If you qualify, you will receive a $2,000 check directly from the IRS to help with expenses like rent, groceries, and bills. This money is meant to ease the financial burden many low income and senior Americans are facing during these challenging times. Check to see if you are eligible for stimulus package. Visit the IRS website or contact your local IRS office. Don't miss out on the opportunity to receive a much needed financial assistance check. We hope that the stimulus checks provide some relief for those who need it the most. Remember, we're all understanding how it is right now, having to live in this crazy reality of paying high prices for all the stuff, guys. It's not fair. This is why the fourth stimulus payment will come in the form of an economic relief payment. And the U.S. citizens who have a valid Social Security number will get these payments. The ones who are the senior citizens of the nation will be given the fourth stimulus check payment amount. But what we're really looking for is that exact date. Remember, we've been given the date of the 21st and the 29th. And then some are saying, well, we have it for every state. But then again, some states are like, okay, we want to do it, but we're in the limbo right now, which has made it difficult for several senior Americans because it's just hard to pay expenses right now. And in case the economy shows recovery, then what would happen to them providing stimulus checks? And this is where I was asking you guys, based in the current situation that we're in, this is why stimulus checks are on the table. Again, so many people wouldn't need it if things were a lot better and not having to pay an arm and a leg. The U.S. citizens whose age is above 65 years or older are eligible to get the fourth stimulus check $2,000 payment, which will be out very, very soon. The 2004 stimulus check will be a positive impact on the citizens as they would get more relief. It's just a huge boost, guys, to get this much money. Again, the 2004 stimulus check will be given soon to the citizens of the United States. The citizens will get the payment of the stimulus check by the end of March 2024. This is where so many people have been waiting for this specific information. Now, if we flip the script a little bit, here's kind of where we fall into things happening in our country. The Democratic National Committee is launching a campaign to counter Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s long shot presidential bid. The latest indicator the former Democrat poses a real threat to President Joe Biden's re-election chances. The Democratic National Committee has hired a team of top operatives, including veteran Democratic strategist Liz Smith, to devise a communication strategy against Kennedy Jr. and other third-party candidates, underscoring the party's anxiety that the race is expected to be so close. Yes, it could go either way. So what would happen if Robert F. Kennedy and Donald Trump were the only two people to select? Because I have a feeling it could very well go that way. People are ready for a change and they don't want to continue with the way things have been going. And we can't go another 4 years, guys, like this. But let's look at our poll. Out of 80 votes, guys, Joe Biden, 21%, Donald Trump, 65%. And I'm going to tell you something, Robert Kennedy, 14%. He's not that far behind Joe Biden. Now, again, he's a Kennedy. People love the Kennedy. They said that John F. Kennedy did a fantastic job. And what would happen maybe with Robert Kennedy, I'm not for sure. But again, at an 81 vote, 65% say Donald Trump is the answer. And that could be a big change for this country. It'd be a big shocker. How many of you guys definitely understand that it would change a lot of things? This is where Joe Biden, I feel, has no other thing to do or say other than to provide you with stimulus checks, because he knows that the economy is in a rough position. Let's be honest, it's not looking too good, and we need some sort of resolution to the things that we're dealing with, So here we find how RFK could change the outcome of the presidential election. And I am not one who's going to say it can't happen, because look at what's already happened. There are so many changes that need to happen. There are so many things that, people are asking, what states are sending out stimulus checks, what's going to happen, what is going to, be the outcome of what is going on. And, this is something that I truly believe will change what is happening in our country, because the outcome is definitely going to affect how the direction goes continuing moving forward. Now, there's been a lot of things happening within our country, from Joe Biden sending another amount of big chunk of money to Ukraine, to TikTok being banned, which that would take away 300,000 jobs in our country. But there's also other things that we do need to discuss. And the thing is this: how will the Supreme Court, how would they hold to us providing stimulus checks to every single senior citizen and those on a low income? The big thing is there's a lot of changes that are soon to come. And with the stimulus check that's been on the table, this is why this information is provided strategically. 2000 for stimulus check, 2024 for Social Security, SSDI, SSI, and low income. There's a reason why, it's because those hit hardest financially were those on a low income and our senior citizens. But if you're just tuning in, thank you guys so much. Make sure to like and subscribe. For those that are just tuning in, we're talking about the $2,000 for stimulus check that is going out. Yes, are you a low income or senior American struggling to make ends meet? Then this video is for you, because we understand how difficult it is right now. But the IRS has just announced the $2,000 stimulus check for all low income and senior Americans in all 50 states. And this link is down in the description below. Go check it out. It just came out today. The financial relief is aimed at providing much needed assistance with those who need it the most. Again, these are challenging times. People need help with rent, utilities, groceries, bills, and this money is meant to kind of ease that burden and provide some sort of financial release, which I know who would complain about getting extra money. $2,000 extra dollars, man, that would be a amazing thing to happen. In this video, we're talking about the latest news from the IRS about the $2,000 stimulus package that is set to be released for low income and senior Americans to all 50 states. The much needed financial assistance is what's going to really kind of help boost our economy, is going to kind of help get things moving, is going to kind of help get things to where they need to be. Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, Joel? Say what's up, man.
What's up, everybody?
True Life Investing, the man, Joel, he's right here on the FaceTime. We're talking about the IRS releasing these $2,000 stimulus checks. You got something to say?
Hey, True Life Investing is the best.
There you go.
All right, I'll catch y'all later.
All right, man. We'll see you. Yes, that was Joel. He was checking in and wanted to touch base. I'll call him here in a minute. But yes, guys, there are so many things happening, so many things that people are really waiting for. And here's the thing: you don't want to miss a stimulus check. You don't want to miss an opportunity to get a check. You don't want to literally have to worry about whether you put gas or you put food on the table. So many people, can I ask you a question? How many of you guys are ready to retire? And how many of you guys are worried about the money that you're going to need in order to be retired? That has been a very difficult question for a lot of you guys in the last couple of years to ask, am I really ready to retire, get away from the work field, and just enjoy my golden years? Because again, I know there comes a time and a place where there's a time where it's just, hey, you're done with working. You've worked your whole life. You've done everything you could. You've put in, you paid your taxes, and now it's time to enjoy the time off, not having to clock in, clock out, not having to work, not having to do anything like this. But yet again, this is where we all strive to get to a place financially where we're not having to cope and worry and have anxiety about bills that need to get paid. So, we've got some bonus news for you guys. There's a lot of things that we really want to talk about. And one of the biggest news is things that could possibly change because there's a lot of things happening right here in our country that really could change the whole outcome from stimulus checks, the economy, the fourth round being sent out. There's a lot of things. But did you guys know that there are so many crimes and issues happening within our country because of undocumented immigrants that are in the United States? And so many people are ready for a change. Maybe if you don't live by a border, maybe if you don't live near a really congested area where there's a lot of immigrants, maybe it's hard to understand what people are dealing with and going through because there's a lot of undocumented people in the United States that you have no idea who's here and who's not here. And the former president, Donald Trump, says that undocumented immigrants are not people and that warns the U.S. will see a bloodbath if not reelected. Now, that's pretty harsh to say, but at the same time, he said that undocumented immigrants there's a really chaotic process going on in the United States, and we've got to get control. And I for one, I maybe wouldn't use those choice words, but I would say this: there's nobody that should be in this country without being documented so that we at least know they're here. How many of you guys would agree with that? Because listen, the former president comments about migrants accused of crimes come as immigration remains a critical issue for 2024 election. He says, I don't know if you call them people. He said, in some cases, they're not people, in my opinion, but I'm not allowed to say that because the radical left says that's a terrible thing to say. Trump also predicted a dire scene if he loses the November election, claiming Biden would tank the U.S. economy. He said, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for everybody. That's going to be at least of it. He said it's going to be a bloodbath for the country. And the Biden campaign denounced the comments after Trump's threats of political violence. And he wants another January 6th. But, there's a lot of things happening, guys. And the worst thing that can happen is our country be divided. We don't need division. We need to be together, okay? Democrat, Republican, let's shake hands. Let's figure out how to get this country back on track. And I'm gonna tell you something, guys. Maybe Robert F. Kennedy is the answer. I don't know. Maybe he's the answer. Maybe he's what we need because we need somebody different. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments below because out of 145 votes, 62% say Donald Trump is the answer. And listen, he very well may be the answer, but I'm not deciding. I'm leaving it up to you guys here on this channel to let us know how you guys feel because every one of you get to see the poll just like I do. And every one of you are like probably saying, how is Joe Biden not winning this? Or how is Robert Kennedy losing? Or how is Donald Trump number? I mean, listen, this is you guys, okay? It ain't me, it ain't my votes, but there's a lot of people, okay, that have been struggling, and you and I can both agree something needs to happen. And what's been happening since December of 2023 is they had literally taken stimulus checks off the table. They said, stimulus checks, we don't need them. Come into January, into February, they say, wait a minute, it hasn't gotten better. We thought it was going to get better. So guess what the IRS does? The IRS says 2,004 stimulus checks are needed for 2024 for who? Social Security, SSDI, SSI, and low income. And while they're still waiting on that release date, is what they're saying, they have said that those who are getting the Social Security payment are SSDI, SSI, and belong to low income groups will get the $2,000 stimulus check payment. People have been struggling really bad for the past year due to lack of finances, and now those who are under the $2,000 for stimulus check eligibility will get that payment once and for all. The 2004 stimulus check date will be announced very soon. Now, in this post, we're going to talk about details on the fourth stimulus check $2,000 payment. The Internal Revenue Services have been providing a ton of aid to those of a low income, senior citizens, those that really need some financial assistance, disabled. And one of those big benefits that they're wanting to do is give you guys that $2,000 stimulus check. And again, it's really going to go to low income families as well as those that are on SSI, SSDI, and Social Security benefits. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Just real fast, make sure to like and subscribe. We're getting ready to do a $100 giveaway, hopefully this week. And if you want to jump in on that, make sure to like and subscribe. But if you're on a low income or if you're a senior American that is struggling to make ends meet, this is the video for you. We've got some great news for you today. Just released March 18th, the IRS has just announced a $2,000 stimulus check package for all low income and senior Americans in all 50 states. This financial relief is aimed at providing much needed assistance to those who could really use it the most, those that really have been in a really hard situation, some even going homeless, some thrown into poverty, some losing their home, their mortgage, having to sell their vehicles just to keep up and pay their bills. And it's not been an easy ride just because the way our economy is going. And this is why change is so crucial to our United States. Now, Americans, even though they understand the government, politics, politicians, they don't ever go without a check. They get paid. They make a lot of money. But it's us, the low income Americans, senior Americans, who are facing the most difficult, challenging times. And this is why there's an opportunity for you to receive a stimulus check from the IRS government. Yes, IRS sending them out. And this is where we come in to give you guys the most updated news on what is happening. The $2,000 for stimulus check payment will be given soon to the citizens of the United States. The citizens will get the payment of the stimulus check by the end of March 2024. Yes, that is the information. And while several of you are asking this very question, yes, I am ready to retire. Retiring can be an exciting part of life. You can finally relax. You can take on some hobbies that you've never really had time for. But it can also be a confusing time, especially when it comes to Social Security benefits and making sure your health insurance is lined up. This is where we're going to give you guys, some much well information because, again, literally, for instance, if you turn 65 in November of 2024, you might want to begin receiving your benefits then. No, you can still begin receiving your Social Security money as early as age 62 for a smaller payout, or wait till age 70 to receive your largest monthly benefit amount. Here's the maximum amount you can receive. We'll explain all this stuff, guys, because again, everybody would love the biggest payout. Who wouldn't want the biggest payout? But that's 8 years, guys. Could you wait 8 years just to get a few $100s more per month? I don't know. That is a very difficult question to ask because again, you may need it, you may not need it. I feel like more of seniors live paycheck to paycheck on that government check. They're using it to pay mortgage, bills, food, gas, utilities, and they're not left with a whole lot of money left. So this is where we've got to make sure that we do not miss any stimulus check offers to come out to get you guys taken care of. This is where this check is coming by the end of the March. This is what they're saying. It's coming via direct deposit to senior citizens and low income families. And again, we know there's a lot of things happening in this country. We know Americans are facing challenging times. Rent has gone through the roof, utility bills, gas. Yes, all of this has gone through the roof, and consumer good pricing has gone through the roof. And while there has to be a strategic way to resolve this high cost of living, there could be another way for a president to gain your vote, and that's probably by sending out stimulus checks. Again, guys, you and I both know what would happen if Donald Trump, Joe Biden, or even RFK said, hey, guys, you know what? We're going to give you guys a stimulus check. Now, could you be persuaded to maybe give them your vote? I don't know, but this is where we want to give you the most updated information. Now, this is where the stimulus check is given to low-income families, senior citizens, to help cope with all of the challenging times. These check payment dates, all this stuff, what they're saying is it is coming, and it varies because sometimes they say 62 years of age, 65 years of age. It really just depends. A lot of the state regulations that come into play is what's really holding everything up. Because remember, the surplus budget that every state has is different for every state. Some people have this amount of money. Arizona has $17.8 billion. Remember, we did the calculations. They could give $3.4 billion and give everybody $500 stimulus checks, every single person in the state. Now, of course, not everybody would get it, but if you really targeted seniors, low income, you could even add students in there, and it wouldn't even equal $3 billion. You could give $1,200 stimulus checks. And this is where we really need to focus on what is happening, what's going on, where is the money that the United States is getting? Where is it going? Where is this checks going? Where's the money going? And again, thousands and thousands of Americans are waiting for this check to hit their bank account. So many people have been saying, you know what? Enough's enough. Send us out that fourth stimulus check, direct deposit. We'll take it and we'll help get moving further along. Again, you and I both know that it takes time for these things to happen. That's why we want to make sure to keep you updated. That's why the IRS has released this information providing $2,000 stimulus check packages for all low incomes for senior Americans in all 50 states because they know you guys need help, especially our senior citizens, because if anybody has had the worst time, it's those on a fixed income because you guys don't really get a lot of money. This much needed financial assistance aims to provide much needed relief to those who have been hit the hardest by this challenging times of our economy and inflation. And, one of the biggest things is, will the U.S. enter a recession? This is really what could be the outplay of the chances of United States hitting it, because again, four stimulus checks are there to help keep you guys from going out of poverty, keep you guys from losing your home, this is really just to kind of keep you afloat until things get better. The U.S. has now an 85% chance of a recession in 2024, the highest probability since the great financial crisis. This is what they're saying. there's an 85% chance that the U.S. economy will enter a recession in 2024. The economist David Rosenberg says that he's highlighted a new economic model that has proven to be more timely, yet it's really kind of predicted what's going to happen this year. He said a recession is likely to hit the U.S. economy in 2024. He says that the indicator, the full model, suggests an 85% chance of a recession striking. The model is based on Working National Bureau of Economic Research and consists of financial consistence indexes, the debt service ratio, foreign term spreads, and the level of yielded curve. He noted that early in 2023, that the model suggested only a 12% chance of recession, but now we're over 50% due to the inflation. And even though they've tried to provide a soft landing or no landing, it's yet to been delayed and still at the possibility of running into a recession. You know, if the market crashes and things go hit the fan, then they have no other choice but to send these stimulus checks out. Again, probably at a higher amount, probably giving it to more people, because when it's not just the low income and seniors that suffer. When the recession hits and people lose their jobs and businesses close, you got middle class and some of the upper class that literally lose everything. So, and yeah, but yeah, guys, there's a lot of things happening. RFK could definitely change the whole outcome of this whole. Can you imagine Joe Biden losing to RFK? Listen, you might say, is that even possible? Look at our poll here. Who would you vote for to be the president of 2024? Over 200 votes, 62% Donald Trump, 22% Joe Biden, with 16% RFK. Again, you know, there's anything can happen, and you know, I'll believe when I see things come to play. But we'll see how they run these elections. We'll see who's gonna say what the American people want to hear. They're going to get more money. You're going to get a fourth round of stimulus checks, and you're going to be taken care of. Yeah, Joseph Johnson. I call it the Democratic Depression. Wow, I've never heard that before. That's funny. Thomas, good morning. Thomas, good morning, my friend. All my friends on here, you guys truly are amazing. Thank you for love and support, guys. There's so many things happening. We will keep you updated and make sure that we stay watching all this news and updates to keep you guys updated on everything that's happening. Thank you so much for tuning in. Your love support means the world. Again, we're going to be doing some giveaways hopefully this week, and you don't want to miss your chance to win. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos to come, and we'll see you in the next one.